Hi guys, Liz Truss appeared at another Tory Party husting, where this time she was asked about her so-called Brexit journey. Just to remind people, Liz Truss campaigned for the UK to remain in the European Union. There was no doubt in her mind, according to her rhetoric back in 2016, that it would be better for Britain not to Brexit. She explained that it would be damaging to the economy and to trade, and lambasted the Leave camp for not being able to come up with examples of good trade deals they would be able to achieve if people voted out. Have a listen to what she has to say now, though.
You were a Liberal Democrat Remainer. You're now a Brexiteer. Are you just someone who blows in the direction of the political wind? How can people here trust in what you're saying? Isn't it just politically expedient to suddenly back Leave?
Well, I left the Liberal Democrats when I was 20, Camilla. And I think we all make mistakes as teenagers that we might regret. Some people drink too much, some people take drugs, other people do other dangerous things. I joined the Liberal Democrats. Yeah. But I'm somebody, look, I freely admit to being on a political journey. My parents were left-wing. My first political experience was age 8, being taken on a CND march. Campaigning to ban the bomb with my mum. Yeah. And over time, I learnt to think for myself, and I thought I don't agree with that. I thought the Soviet Union was a damaging force in the world, and actually, I wanted to be on the side of freedom and democracy. And my political views have been shaped by a desire to see people free to live their own lives and free to get on in life, and as I mentioned earlier, have those opportunities, and that's what shaped. And on the subject of supporting Remain, which I did under David Cameron's leadership, I was pretty equivocal at the time. You can ask David Cameron about this. There were lots of discussions at the time. I wasn't sure.
You weren't sure? You actually campaigned to Remain, and you explained to the public the types of problems that would happen if the UK left the European Union and left the single market in particular.
And I was concerned about the potential disruption. But once people voted to leave, and I saw there wasn't the disruption, and I looked at the opportunities. And
there wasn't a disruption. Of course she's lying here. She knows that she has to lie to these people because she has to lie in order to win them over. No disruption. This is from the 30th of January this year. Brexit led to 14% fall in UK exports to EU in 2021. This is a list from the UK government's own website, a list of all the different things you have to do because the UK has left the European Union on importing and exporting, a guideline here, business travel to the EU, providing services to the EU, transport, employing people, exchanging data, travel, live, work and study in the EU, living in the UK as an EU citizen, travel to work, study, and finally UK and EU trade deals. There is disruption, of course. And here we have from the Financial Times, when was this? Back in 25th of July, it says here, UK chemical sector hit by £2 billion Brexit red tape bill. But for Liz Truss, there was no disruption.
I have done more than most of the cabinet to deliver the opportunities of Brexit.
Okay. I wouldn't actually promote that. I have delivered the opportunities of Brexit more than any other cabinet member. What opportunities? They keep talking about opportunities. The Brexit Opportunities Minister, Jacob Rees-Mogg, if you go to his website, there's nothing there. On the government website, there's nothing. It's empty. Duties, nothing. What has she actually delivered? What opportunities is she talking about? Because if she's talking about trade deals, well, British farmers are not too happy. And I've covered this, I don't know how many times already. Australian, New Zealand farmers are very happy with these trade deals because they benefit, but British farmers don't.
Whether it's the trade deals, whether it's the Northern Ireland Protocol bill.
Okay. How is this an achievement? You're talking about breaking international law. And what was the response from the European Union? To restart a litigation with the UK. That's an achievement?
And, frankly, I don't think we have been fast enough at delivering things like Solvency II. I had a round table in this city last week. They told me...
Now, look, I'll end it here because I'm not familiar with Solvency II. It seems to be some sort of policy to protect consumers in the European Union. Now, the UK is outside, so maybe they're deciding to scrap their cooperation with Solvency II. I don't know, so I'm not going to comment on it. But what has she actually delivered? She's delivered nothing. This journey that she's describing is political opportunism. That's what it is. She realized back in 2016, look, if the UK votes to remain, I need to be on that boat. Then what happened? It went in the opposite direction. So what did she do? She jumped from one boat to the next. She jumped on board the Brexit bus, or the Brexit boat, whatever you want to call it. And she saw her career going in that direction. And now she's a quote-unquote Brexiteer. She's a charlatan, and she'll continue to be a charlatan if she becomes Prime Minister. But what's interesting about all of this as well, just a side note, she was asked to do interviews with real journalists, and she avoided that. Andrew Neil, I'm not a fan of Andrew Neil, but she ran away from an interview with Andrew Neil because she knows he would ask her very difficult questions and she wouldn't be up for that. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.